Hello, my name's Lynn Stone. I'm a London-based children's book illustrator, and today I'm going to give you some tips on how to draw. Okay, next I'm going to show you the basics of sketching people when you're out and about. Okay, all you really need is a pencil and of course a rubber for mistakes. All artists are different, but I tend to start with the centre of the face to start with, and create a line across for the eyes and the nose, and then I'll mark in the nose, and I'll mark in the eyebrows. With sketching, you kind of need to keep your eye everywhere, if that makes sense, when you're drawing, when you're sketching. You don't want to draw in detail too much one area, because you might do a beautiful face and then discover you've placed it on the shoulders incorrectly. It should be a bit of a disaster if you did that. So keep it quite basic at first. So that's all I'm going to do. Okay. I then tend to measure across to get the edge of the ear, the angle. You can use angles as well to get measurements correct. And I use the pencil as well. You can use the pencil as a ruler and run your thumb down it to get a measurement like that. Okay, so then I might start to look at the outside edge of the face. Again, keep it all light, because you may be adjusting things. I may very well adjust things as I'm going along today. Okay, and I'm drawing very, very basic shapes at the moment. I'm not doing anything in detail. I don't want to commit myself in detail at all. I'm going to measure the width of the mouth. The idea of sketching outside is you have to work fairly quickly, because your subject may very well decide to move at any moment. So, unless of course they're posing for you, which does help. So again, I'm leaving it pretty basic at the moment. I'm just going to do a block shape for the ear. And I suggest you do that when you're out and about. Do think of in blocks of shapes. Okay. Then we need to come up. Now I can have a look at the top of the head, and I'm just going to put a basic shape in for the moment, which may very well change if I feel it's wrong. Like so. And I'm going to put in a very basic shape for the hairline. A tutor once said to me, the art of drawing from life is 90% looking and 10% drawing. And that's absolutely true. You've got to do lots of looking. Okay, now, because you're out and about, you want to get the gesture of the way someone's standing. So you want to do this in a very, very simple way. Use very, very simple lines. Don't get het up in details. Never do that. Because what you're trying to do with your eyes is measure everything almost instantaneously. I know that sounds almost impossible, but the only way to do that is to really keep it simple. And you can start putting the detail in once you've mapped everything out. Now I'm actually working on the arm at the moment, if you're wondering what that shape is. And although I can't see the top of the arm because it's under a sleeve, I'm still drawing it in, because I want to make sure I'm getting it right. Okay. He's got one hand tucked in behind the other. Again, the arm is foreshortened here, so don't think of it as an arm. Don't think of it as an arm, think of it as a shape. There's a funny shape like this, which so happens to be the arm. And same here for the other. I mean, it doesn't even look like an arm, does it? It's just a shape because you've got the foreshortening. So don't even think in terms of I'm drawing the arm now. The minute you do that, you'll freeze up and you'll start having problems. Okay. Right, I'm going to put the sleeve in now because he's wearing a short sleeve shirt. My imaginary boy. And obviously this is very crude, it's quite rough, but that's what a sketch is all about. A sketch is capturing a moment so that you can go home and, I'm going to bring that down a bit, you can go home and refine it even more once you're home. But you don't want to capture, you want to capture that moment, you don't want to lose it. Okay, and that's what we're trying to achieve here in sketching. Right, now we need to add a bit more detailing to the face because obviously you want to get the face right so when you get home it's going to look like the person. That's almost more important than the body in a way. So we're going to add a bit more detailing now to the face. Okay. He's looking at us. Little trick with the eyes, quarter it, shade the large bit. And immediately you get kind of it brings the eyes to life basically. It's a little trick. It works every time. Okay, I'm just going to do, when indicating the underneath of the eye, don't draw a line all the way across. This is not a cartoon. This is meant to be a sketch of a real person, and if you start making the lines too rigid, it's not going to look very realistic, to be honest. Okay, so we're going to do him smiling a wee bit. It's a bit of a cheeky chappy. Now I might alter the chin a bit. I feel the chin's not quite right. And this is why I kept the lines fairly light to start with, so that I was in a position to change them at a later date. Now again, if I was at home, I wouldn't just block in the hair like this. I would draw the lines in the direction of the hair and show a lot more detailing, but this is a sketch, remember, so we're just going to block in the shade for speed. Imagine you've only got a few minutes to draw this person in before they move off or before they get fed up with you. Okay, so you just want to block in the shade. Yeah, I don't know. Imagine you're an impressionist painter. I mean, they painted with light, so they had to capture it quickly. And you've got to think that way. Now, I haven't drawn the hand in actually, so let's do that. Again, you want to do a basic shape. I need to rub out that because you wouldn't be able to see that. Same with the arms. Don't think of the fingers as fingers. Think of them as individual shapes linked together. And that way you won't get too het up with the thought of having to draw a finger. Okay. Right. So obviously that's quite crude, but that's in a way what a sketch is all about. It's just capturing a gesture and the lighting. Okay, so that's a very rough guide for you in sketching.